Hi all, let's have another in a 5-minute chess nutshell game. This is Wilhelm Steinitz, the first world chess champion, against Mikhail Chigorin, who was the adopted father of the Soviet chess school. E4, E5, we get actually an opening which is very popular to get today, the Berlin defense. We have now D3 as response, and actually Steinitz plays in a very, very interesting manner. C3, knight bd2. Now against this he doesn't routinely castle. Castling would actually use up the f1 square. That's a slight downside, and actually he might not necessarily want to castle kingside. He plays knight f1, getting the knight to a more centralized position. Black castles. The bishop drops back here. Knight d7, knight e3. So it's a nice central position for the knight. The bishop is chased back. Okay, knight e6. And now h4. This is not just a hack attack, it's actually improving the scope of the rook. White might want to castle queenside, for example. And the advantage now, after knight e7, maybe h5 was actually the best move. The advantage actually technically goes up, allowing h5, I mean just from a positional point of view, it's an active rook now on the h file. d5, h takes, f takes, which weakens the diagonal. E takes, and now the central knight is swapped off, but that diagonal is slightly vulnerable for black. Queen e2, and now the threat is bishop h6, undermining e5. Of course queen e2 helps castle queenside as well. Bishop h6 may be a good move here, but bishop e3, white castles, now that gets out of that pinned piece scenario, but after castling queenside it's clearly dangerous for black with d4 to try and open up that diagonal again. The queen sneaks now to f1, which gets out of the way of any trouble on the e file for d4 to happen, but it also might go to h2 potentially. a5, d4 now, trying to exacerbate the diagonal issue for black. E takes, knight takes, bishop takes. Now here's a very, very clever moment. The routine bishop takes would not be very good. On bishop takes, this is an equal position for black. Steinitz recognises the power of the bishop pair and the h-file and plays rook takes d4. It's far too dangerous to allow these bishops to strike at the black king in a very coordinated way. Or is it? Black may have thought it's safe enough to countersack the exchange or something. He played actually knight takes d4, maybe expecting bishop takes d4, in which case rook f6, and maybe hoping a lot of the issues would go away. But even in this position, it's actually really good for white. Say queen d3 threatens queen g6. This is actually a really good position, even if this did happen. Queen d2, and you can see the bishop pair combined with the h-file and the rook and the queen. It's lethal. This is crushing for white, for example, like this. It's really crushing, even that continuation. But there's an even stronger continuation played, which is actually a forced checkmate. Can you see what white plays? I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay. Rook takes h7, and it's a beautiful finish. Check. Now either bishop h6 or queen h6 is actually still, it's a forced mate. Queen h6 or bishop h6. Bishop h6 was used. Queen h4 check. Queen takes d4 and black resigned. He's faced with mate. After king f5, g4 would be checkmate. He resigned there. For those technically wondering, yeah, queen h6 is another mate here. Same sort of pattern. A beautiful, beautiful game. And great ideas here. And this apparently was an 1892 game, so incredible, incredible stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. Comments, questions, likes appreciated. Thanks very much.